Good morning. I'm higher vibrations and so are you. And before I talk about the Ascension Symptoms, I would like to do a quick reminder that we're having Zoom meetings, gatherings for anyone who wants to join. It is free of charge. It has not been being recorded, broadcast in any way. It won't be aired on YouTube or anything like that. It's a private gathering of just like-minded souls. Most of us in this awakening journey and experience don't have anyone else to really bounce ideas off of and share our experiences with. So we're doing these meetings, and you're welcome to join at any time. There will be a Zoom link in the description, though I've noticed that some people are finding it difficult to join in that way. If you will email me at my email address that I'll put up right up here, I will send you a link through email, and you could just click that and just go straight to the Zoom meeting. Though I will need a little bit of heads up in order to send you that email, through email. And so I hope to see you there. Again, there's no charge, and we will not be recording it. The intention is simply to gather together and to have somebody to talk to bounce ideas off, and to find that validation that we can have in such a beautiful setting. I hope to see you there. Regarding Ascension Symptoms, it's interesting since we had our 3-3 portal. Around that same time, the 3-3 portal, there was the new moon. We had a lot of really amazing solar flares coming in. I don't know if you all know too much about the solar flare thing, but we've been getting a lot of them for a while. And as they've been coming in, and we've known that was going to happen for quite some time, that it's helping to ascend and activate our DNA. We have so much DNA that's been called junk DNA for a long time. And now finally, even science is starting to admit that there are other things that are useful and that can be utilized by individuals in that DNA that was considered junk before. And that's a lot of what's happening to us right now. It's that those things, those parts of us that were been dormant are now coming online. And as a result, we are having a lot of symptoms. Please, I'm not a doctor. If you feel the need to go see your doctor, do so. There's nothing wrong with that. No harm in that at all. It is sometimes validating when you find out you have a full bill of great health and still you're having the ear ringing, you're having the dizziness, the weird diet stuff. The food stuff has been the most pronounced and interesting for me to observe. I came from as a full-on carnivore, and I am basically a vegan now. However, a lot of people who have gone through that also are finding that they're having the desire to eat certain meat type products right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. One of the best things that we can do for ourselves when we're going through this phase right now is to listen to our bodies. Our bodies are telling us what to do. It always has, perhaps. However, we've just not, at least I wasn't the best at listening to it. It's kind of forcing my body to do what I wanted it to, and it will get used to it eventually. Also, the changes in diet aren't simply the types of food that we eat, but when we eat and how we eat. You know, more and more, it's becoming more apparent to me anyway, how useful it is to not use utensils. When we make physical contact with our skin, with the food we're about to eat, our body will tell us whether or not it wants it. And that's fascinating to me. If that's an ability, I'm going to utilize it. And therefore, I try to avoid using utensils as much as I can. Also, the times that I eat, I used to think that we had to follow this prescribed, 3 meals a day thing, and this is how you're supposed to eat, and this is when you're supposed to eat, and things like that. And once I stopped doing that, I stopped forcing myself to eat the times and the quantities and the types of food that I was taught that was important. It's been fascinating to see that I'll go through periods of unplanned fasting. It's just simply because I'm going to wait until my body really wants me to eat, and then I will. And as a result, occasionally I'll look back and see that I've gone more than a few days without eating any solid food. I still include juices. Whatever my body's asking for. Increasing the water content or the water consumption has been a really common theme for all of us. We're we're moving into being light beings, right? And as a result, we need more water. Water is so helpful for us right now, especially since the water starts to wake up. Allow yourself the water that you need. I've been drinking a lot of teas, and my body knows what kind of tea it wants and what it doesn't. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Every body has a different body, right? And we all need different things for similar or even the same reasons. It's simply that we live in different regions. We've consumed different foods. There are different things in the air, so on and so forth, throughout historically in our physical presence in this lifetime. And there's a different detoxification process that needs to happen for each one of us. Allow yourself to listen to your body and to just follow what she or he asks you to do as much as you can. Also, not being too concerned about time frames of when you're eating. Even when I'm not in a fasting period, I still do what's called intermittent fasting. And again, not with intention, but simply that I have no interest in breakfast or lunch. I don't. It's not that the food types or whatever it is. It's just simply that during those times, my body doesn't want food. It wants juice. It wants water. It wants teas. That doesn't mean that's the main way to do it. That's simply me. And so I'll go 18 plus hours without eating, and I still get the calories that I need and that my body wants, later on in the day, in the evening. So just interesting things about the food thing. That's been an interesting transformation for me. Visual stuff's been really cool. A lot of us been seeing light orbs and things like that for a while. And lately I've been noticing flickery light show kind of stuff really faded at night, when the other light is the light of the daytime, the light of the room, light bulbs being turned on and stuff like that is not interfering with it. It is more, it's beautiful ghostly colors flicker here and there, almost like electricity, and varying in type of color. It's really cool. And every time that it happens, it feels very calming. It feels very peaceful and beautiful. And that's been pretty neat. However, the sleep disruption thing is still a problem. It's still not a problem really, I suppose. Because most of us going through this are given the space to be able to make it work however we need to. Sleep disruption for me in particular right now has been that I am tired most of the day, and then when it comes time for bedtime is when I'm no longer tired, or I'm profoundly tired, fall asleep immediately, and find myself up only a few hours later. There's a lot of stuff going on in the astral side of the experience right now as well, and so when we're in a sleep place, the dream time space, most often we're going into this astral experience, and there's things being done at that time. Before it felt like there were problems being solved or work being done, and now it feels like we're going into a place of school. We're being reminded of who we are in many ways here, and that's the most activating space, the most direct conversation that we can have. During the night also, hot, cold sweats, but also during the day, just going from one kind of temperature to another in a very rapid way. Core body temperature, my core body temperature has slowly over the years become colder and colder. My average body temperature, rather. It's not a concern. It's simply I'm comfortable. I'm not cold in those, and when I notice it anyway, and that's pretty interesting. We're also having a lot of headache kind of stuff, like feeling like a band across your head of pressure, just kind of pushing a band on your head, and that's kind of uncomfortable, as well as the temple region, headache there, headaches just around and behind the eyes, a lot of sinus related stuff, a lot of popping, clicking, both in the ears and in the sinuses. That's become a thing that I've kind of gotten used to, so I forget to mention as Ascension Symptoms. And a lot of you have been reporting it lately, and it's like, yeah, I still have that too. Heart palpitations. Heart palpitations have been coming online again, coming back, I guess. And it does feel scary when it's happening. I can't I struggle to remember that I'm okay at the very beginning of it. You know, that because it has become a normal thing for me. Just random too. Like there's no, I'm not in a place of concern. There's no reason for me to be in a place where I have a heightened heart rhythm at that time. As well as like the vibrational stuff, feeling the vibrations going through your core, through your whole body, really down your spine and out and up, you know, as well. A lot of us are still transmuting a lot of things right now. There's a lot to be done, and we're doing well, and I'm very proud of you, and I'm so happy to be on this journey with you. However, it's not the easiest thing. It's exhausting. It takes a lot out of us. And I think that's part of why we're so tired, as well as when I get certain kind of headaches or certain kind of tiredness, it's my higher self calling me to go to a place of meditation. You know, many of us have busy lives, and so it's difficult to get to rest or have meditation periods like we would like. We're doing our regular lives. We still have to go to the store. We still have work. We still have families to raise and stuff. However, 5 minutes. Everybody can spare 5 minutes. 5 minutes in the bathroom. If you're at work, you can go to the bathroom stall and have that 5-minute break. And in that space, allow yourself just to recenter, to collect yourself in a place of meditation with your eyes closed and just centering. That will be very beneficial. I find it to be. Some other interesting things that have been happening, the other activations on the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. I've been noticing activations on my hips. That's a new one for me. It's a very peculiar experience. Also, the way that we are interacting with people around us has changed. And that there's a reason for that. We are all going through this. We have known it to be called the dark night of the soul, where we have go through a great transformation, a transcendence of some type. And as we go through that, those relations in our life, whether it be romantic or not, slowly find either more and more purpose, or we realize that we are not serving one another. I'm not serving this person, and neither are they. We, in fact, forcing ourselves to remain in each other's lives sometimes can be a disservice. As a result, those relationships fade away, or they come. And so as these people come and go in our lives, it's simply a shedding of a skin. It's that metamorphosis of the butterfly, the caterpillar becoming the butterfly. It's something that we all go through. And yes, it can feel very alone. And that is the main primary reason why I'm doing these Zoom meetings, so we can connect to those that are all going through the same thing that we are, and to know that we are not alone. Also, I'm noticing for my own self, as well as many people I've spoken to, new relationships have been coming into our lives that don't last. It's been very fascinating. These interactions with these individuals, they're coming into our lives in order to activate some part of us, to help us to resolve some element of us that we never knew exactly why it was there. Likely it's some kind of baggage from a past life. And their entrance into our life is giving us our ability to stand in our authenticity. Most of the experiences that people have had, including my own, have been in order to allow me to stand in my no. To say, no, I'm not okay with this. No, this is not appropriate. And so on. Where I've never done that before. Not fully. And now I'm given the opportunity to do that. To stand in my authenticity. To stand in my no. That is the most important thing that we can do, is to be our true authentic selves. All this pretending, blending in, assimilating that we've been doing for all these lifetimes no longer has a purpose. Now it is time to stand. It is time to shine. It is time to be you. For being who you truly are is your mission. For whatever that is. For whatever you truly are, whoever you truly are, and whatever you do naturally, that you're driven to do naturally, that is your calling. It's beautiful in its simplicity. It always seemed like it would be something so much more complex, right? Like, what's the point of life? It's got to be something astronomically, whatever. It's so simple. For me, it is playing. To play like a child. To play in the sand. To allow myself to dance. Those are the places I'm activated. And when I do those things, I'm bringing up the light. I'm bringing up the vibrational frequency of that space that I am in. And that emanates to all. Just like the roots of the great Amazon rainforest. That one massive organism appears to be several individuals, but it is not. Just like us. I know it's hard. I know this has not been easy. And as a result, I know that you've been going through a lot of disheartening and pain. But we're getting to the end now. Know that you're almost done. And when you are doing your job, when you're doing your most beautiful, you feel safe, this is what I want to do stuff, that is where you're truly doing your mission. And you're not alone in doing it. You came here prepared. You were brought here at this time, for you were the most equipped, the most capable, the most prepared. And here we are now. And it is beautiful. Thank you so much for your service. I hope to see you. Please join us on our Zoom if you feel the need. You do not have to have your camera on. You don't even have to speak. You're asked simply to come if you feel inclined. And if you choose to interact, that is yours to decide. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for your service. Aho bless.